There is a fairly simple way to improve our learning. That is by simply being more aware and intentional about how and what we are trying to learn. Here are 4 things we can do to be more intentional and effective in our learning. Let's consider Lucy. She really wants to do well in her nursing class. She knows she will have an important exam and some skill pass-offs at the end of the term, so she takes the time to understand what will be expected of her by looking over the course learning outcomes, talking with her professor, and taking good notes in class and while doing the readings. Then she creates a schedule, setting aside regular time to go to the lab and work on the skill pass-offs she knows are coming, and she plans some study time with her study group. Each member plans to come prepared to teach each other pre-assigned concepts from the class and to quiz each other on those areas. Then they take turns scheduling a group study room in the library for the next study sessions. So, the first step is to plan our learning. Planning involves simply taking the time to understand the task we are working on and how we'll complete it. We consider what we already know and what we still need to learn. We set a goal. Then we consider how best to move forward. In other words, what's our action plan to achieve the goal? Like what study strategies we're going to use, who we should learn with, when, where, and how often we need to work to accomplish our learning goal. Going back to Lucy, she puts into action her plan by taking a weekly trip to the lab to work on her skills. She seeks out feedback from the instructors and TAs and uses their suggestions to improve her skills. She meets with her study group, and she uses the questions her group members ask her when she teaches and the quizzes they give each other to calibrate her learning. After they take a few quizzes in class, she realizes they have neglected to study one topic at the right level of difficulty, and another skill they have neglected altogether. So with her group, they revise their plans to each contribute the appropriate type of problems to work on together, and also find some example problems in the textbook. Lucy exemplified how the next 2 steps work together. We carry out, or execute, our plan. That requires us to develop some self-regulation and self-discipline to get started and follow through. And while we are carrying out that plan, we monitor how well it's going and determine if we are making progress towards our goals, or if we need to make adjustments if things aren't going well. Returning to Lucy, she successfully passes off all of her skills. She thinks on that and realizes it was a good idea to get a lot of practice through lab attendance and group quizzing, and to spread that out over time. There are still a few course concepts that she needs to work on, since she'll need a solid understanding of these for the following semesters and for her professional life. Overall, she feels really good about how things went. Her plans and hard work paid off. So, she'll continue visiting the skills lab, seeking feedback from her instructors and TAs, studying with a group where they quiz each other and take turns teaching important concepts and skills, and addressing other learning challenges as they arise. And thus, the 4th step is reflection and evaluation. When we've finished carrying out the plan, we look back and ask ourselves, hey, how well did I do at reaching my goal? Was my effort sufficient? Did I use the right strategies for the job? What went well? What could have gone better? The key to all of this is using what you learn from evaluating and reflecting on your efforts to inform the next cycle through these steps of planning, executing, monitoring, and evaluating. Thus, each time through the process, you progressively get better at each step and calibrating your learning. That is, becoming better able to figure out what you've learned and what you don't understand. If we can couple our efforts to learn intentionally with feedback from others, especially our instructor, but also our peers, another reason why study groups are especially effective, right? Then we can become better at thinking about our own thinking, think about our own learning, make appropriate plans, adjust those plans, and learn more effectively. This process can help you improve any time you have a problem to solve, a project to complete, an exam to take, engage in creative activities, or any other time you have something to learn. This process of thinking about how to learn and how well we are learning is known as metacognition. Using metacognition can help us learn better now, and as we reuse this cycle, we grow as learners.